Looks like Lyme disease has become a global economic epidemic, and it's going to be an economic epidemic because it's going to break the hell out of all the healthcare system, because the healthcare system's already in trouble, right? You know that? Now, there's a number of indications that Lyme disease is actually exponentially increasing much, much faster than the major media is talking about. Actually, I don't want to say where I'm getting this information from exactly, but it's, I know people are asking me, where's your links? Actually, I could put a link to, the moon is made out of blue cheese or a cheese puff, and people, a link doesn't mean anything, but it's been, let me put it this way. It's like, what's going on is, first off, I put a video out about Lyme disease can also be sexually transmitted. There was doctors that actually showed that 100% of the women that got Lyme disease from the male, eventually, that were partners, the marriage, whatever. And about 50% of the males, if the female had it, about 50% of the males got the Lyme disease. So it's actually been shown now to be sexually transmitted. So if one gets it, the other gets it. That's right there, right? And a lot of people are unaware they have it because it's kind of just slowing them down. They feel like, oh, it's fibromyalgia, maybe it's the genetically modified foods, maybe it's this, it's that. Maybe I'm just feeling sluggish today, I don't know. But the Chinese government actually said in private that, some years ago, that they figured that 6% of their population has it, some years ago, in private. Okay. Now, in the animal world, they said, I think it was Vermont, 17% of the dogs have it. They figured it from testing. So, if the dog got it, and you can get it, right? It can be from anything. So, I think where it originally came from, probably, this is conjecture, but, usually when these newfangled diseases are coming out of nowhere, they're either coming from either biological warfare stuff that they got out of the lab somehow, or either it's vaccinations. That's where a lot of this junk is coming from. The major media is not going to touch this subject. I'm going to tell you about it, though. Now, what I decided to do, because I got alerted on this deal with Lyme disease, I'm using my Spooky 2 software with the remote. I don't know how strong that remote deal is. To tell you I'm going to be bluntly honest, because I'm probably going to, I know there's people that cannot believe that frequencies to the DNA directly by a remote rife cannot possibly be. Well, I'm convinced that it can be, because of certain things I tried on, the cat fleas and stuff. But I am not convinced of, how effective it is. I don't think anybody knows how powerful it is, like where it's going to actually, if we run Lyme frequencies on a Spooky 2 remote rife machine, is it going to work for sure? I don't think anybody knows, but I'm doing it. I started to do it. I says, if it's that prevalent, what they're estimating is actually probably 2 or 3 million people are getting this every year in the United States. And if it's a sexually transmitted disease, it probably could be transmitted to, not even from people that are sexually active, but if it's like one person has it in a family, the wife has it or the husband has it or whatever, it's going to transmit to the other person, and into the maid and to whatever, I don't know, whatever. But it's going to get around just by that way, and if a lot of the animals are having this disease, it's going to get into the household that way. Now, I did see on YouTube some videos by this one woman, it was years ago. I think she's of Eastern European heritage. She used ozone to get rid of her Lyme disease. And the thing is, the doctors misdiagnosed the Lyme disease for years on her, for maybe more like decades, like 20 years, until she figured out it was Lyme disease that she actually had. And she used ozone, but I can tell you right now, she did ozone to the nth degree. She used every method of ozone there was. I don't want to get into all the details on that. If you search around for ozone against Lyme disease, you'll probably see this woman or whatever it is on YouTube, and you can look at her videos. But she went extensive with it and really hammered it down very thoroughly. I guess you just can't drink a little ozonated water and think you're going to be fixed. But it worked for her. I'll just say that. It worked for her. You know, I don't know if it's going to work for everybody, but she did it a lot. But it's a very serious, tough disease to get rid of. And I think what's going on is it's like nobody knows they really have it. They might be feeling slow, lethargic. Maybe they feel like they got a little brain fog or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like the major media is not touching this subject because it's too controversial. It's too scary. Yeah. Scared the shit out of people, right? Now, I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to alert you that it may be legit, that it is around. So what am I doing? I was running like parasite frequencies on my, and I got other, people can look at this video and say, what the hell is Spooky 2 software? I got videos on a Spooky 2. Just Google, just YouTube Spooky 2 with the number 2, and you'll see videos pop on it. Some of mine. Actually, look at John White's videos, but you can look at some of mine. But you got to look at the Spooky 2 website. And I don't sell this stuff. All right, I'm an end user. I mean, some people think I'm like selling this, and it almost sounds like I'm selling it. I'm not selling it. I'm sold on the idea because I think it's great. Okay, I mean that's really what it is. I'm not some representative of these guys at all right, I just want to put that out there. But what I'm doing against the Lyme disease is because it's so easy to use. It's Spooky 2 software, and I'm using the ParaZapper MY Zapper. And I don't sell this stuff, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm like into this electronic stuff, and I take a lot of vitamin C and things like that, which supposedly can knock down a lot of things. But the thing is, this Lyme disease is actually, it looks like it's spreading epidemically. Like, there's millions of people probably have it in the United States, and it's spreading rapidly. It's like they said there was 30,000 people, and it was a wrong estimate. There's 300,000 people, and that's a wrong estimate. There's probably 2 or 3 million people, and it's spreading very rapidly. And if the animals have it, and the pets, that means the pets have it, it's getting all over the place. And you won't know you have it. Like, I just want to point out again, that one woman had that Lyme disease probably for 20 years. She was misdiagnosed by all these doctors. She didn't know what the hell was wrong. She was like tired. She had fibromyalgia. She had this. She had that. I mean, sometimes I don't know if it's real or what, but I mean, sometimes. Well, in her case, I think it was very real because she worked extremely hard on getting rid of the Lyme disease. Like, in other words, once she found out she had that problem, she really worked extremely hard on the ozone therapy and stuff. And like, there's all these different methods. And it worked for her, in her case. I mean, I don't know if that's going to work for everybody, but she says it worked great for her, but she had to do it a real lot, So me, in my case, I'm going to be, I don't know if I have this stuff, I mean, I could. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't think I have the same energy I had like a few years ago, because a few years ago, I was doing 3 hours a day working out. Now, I do about 100 minutes to 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours a day. But I was doing 3 hours plus a day, every day, 365 days a week at a high intensity level, plus a lot of manual labor. It's like I had gobs of energy. I don't quite have that same energy. And I know people saying, oh, it's because you're getting older. But, I was like 54, 55 then. What the hell was I? 50, yeah, 54, 55. I was doing it from like 50 on, up to about 54, up to about 55. I'm almost 60 now, right? So it's like, I think that, yeah, maybe there's some crap. Maybe I got it. I don't know. I could. I don't know. I mean, maybe my cat's got it. I don't know. Maybe I got to do this spooky remote on my cat for Lyme disease. I don't know. But I just want to make people aware. This deal looks like a super big deal. I don't want to play fearmonger in here, but it's like you got to like look at the issue for if it's really legit, and it looks like it is legit. It's like the numbers they've been estimating in the U.S. for Lyme disease have been so far lowballed, it's ridiculous. And now they're finding out, like, if the husband has it, the wife, eventually 100% chance the wife will get it. And if the wife has it, it's a good chance, very quick, that the husband will get it, 50% chance the husband will get it, vice versa. So it's spreading sexually. It looks like it's spreading sexually. But it's also spreading throughout the animal world, which means it's spreading throughout the people that have pets, dogs. They found out like 17% of the dogs in this one state that they tested had Lyme disease. So that's spreading to the humans. But when a doctor gets a person, they say, well, you feel like you're a little tired, here's some B12, right? Maybe you got, I don't know, maybe you just need to get outside and get some exercise and sun, and it's probably Lyme disease. I don't know. It may be. It's something they're not going to want to admit to, because the healthcare system's already in big trouble, and it's like it's going to get, that'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back, with this Lyme disease. If you got millions of people that probably have it now, and it's growing exponentially. Like the Chinese said, they had, one of the private, they said they had 6% of the population some years ago had Lyme disease. So what is that telling you? Maybe it's a hell of a lot more now. So it's like a worldwide epidemic. So I am, and I don't sell this spooky tooth stuff. I don't know how effective. I know they got frequencies in this spooky. I'm running stuff right now, actually, but they got frequencies in there for Lyme disease. I don't know if that's going. I don't want to say it's going to work or not. I'm trying it on myself. Okay. I don't want to get anybody pissed off. If somebody in the spooky tooth community might get pissed off and say, "Of course we know it works." Maybe they think. I don't know if it works. I don't know. I think it's. I think it can help. How's that? But anyway, it looks like this is a very, very serious epidemic, for real. Not a fear-monger stuff. It's like the major media don't want to pick up on this deal. It's probably a lot worse than you think. And what my common sense is saying that if it could I could see how it's sexually transmitted, because pretty much anything that is not even an STD can be sexually transmitted. That's why these people that are like sexually active, some of these like the stupidest people. I don't know what the hell is the matter with some of these people. It's like they don't think about the consequences, that it's not just STD, but you can also get cancer or whatever from being sexually active from parasites or whatever the hell it is. But it can also be, you could be actually getting Lyme disease, and you're wondering why you're feeling tired and you don't have the energy. Maybe that's what the deal is. And a lot of times they're not doing all the tests to make sure if you have it or not. It's not something that when you go to the doctor, you might say, you're feeling, not that great, but I'm okay. They're not gonna check you for Lyme disease, right? Because it's a standard procedure. But if they start doing that for everybody across the board in the United States, it may be way more prevalent than you think. So it looks like it may be the #1 health epidemic that's probably already here, but not well known or not well advertised. And I don't want to panic anybody, because it's like, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be running. I'm not selling this stuff to nobody because I don't know how effective it is. I'm going to be running Spooky 2 remote software with the remote frequency transmission to the DNA. And you can look at the videos on how that works with the Lyme disease. And I am choosing the one under the supposed proven set. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm not somebody that's a scientist that has evaluated this. I'm just telling you, I'm doing that, okay? I'm doing that, and I'm also using my Zapper a lot and my other ParaZapper CC2 a lot. I use these about, I guess I use them about 8 hours or more a day. But I feel pretty good, so, I don't, maybe if I had Lyme disease, it's, I don't have it. I don't know. I've never been tested for Lyme disease, so I don't know. And I'm not like, I do notice that my energy is not as super good as it was a few years ago. And that makes me suspicious. And to me, I like this technology. Like, if we can get rid of every bad microbe in our body, that's a good thing. Because the more, that's less your body's fighting off. If your body's not fighting off some other bad microbes, it's got the energy to do the things you need to do to produce more for everybody else that needs the fruits of your labor, right? So anyway, over now, it looks like Lyme disease is a really bad epidemic that's not being picked up by the major media. It's probably a way a lot more prevalent out there in the population than anybody is saying or wants to say, and it's spread by other means other than just getting bit by a tick. Alright? Not that I'm trying to scare people, but it's probably real legit reality. Okay? So just be aware of it. And I already stated a couple times what I'm doing. Alright? I don't know if that's the solution, but that's what I'm going to be trying. And I don't even know if I have it or not, but I'm thinking maybe that's a good thing to do, in my personal opinion. Okay, as a preventive measure, maybe. I hate to steer anybody wrong, because I don't know for a fact that the stuff that I am experimenting with works. Okay, I researched it. I'm sold into it. Okay, I believe that it's effective. But I don't know for a fact that it works. I'll just put it to you that way. So, just saying what I'm doing. And I'm using Spooky 2. And the ParaZapper MY Zapper and the ParaZapper CC2. Alright, over and out.